but that shit was short-lived. What's that you said? Whisper so hard to hear. Turn this bitch up, you'll hear me loud and clear. King shit, these hoes cannot take what I give. What's going on, y'all? What's going on, y'all? It is your boy King Jay, and we are here today for episode 7 of Royal Voices podcast. Yeah. So, you know, today's spooky. It's giving.
Realize that it's a little bit political, and it's gonna get a little bit spooky ooky.
And that's what it's really giving on today. It's Halloween, y'all. I usually dress up every Halloween. Honestly, I just like the aesthetics of Halloween. This year I kept it simple. I didn't even do too much, you know. It was so much going on in life. I just said, you know what, it's gonna be a real quick one too. So today's giving vampire host. We in this motherfucker, okay? But yes, thank y'all for tuning in on episode 7 on today. This is Royal Voices podcast for anybody jumping in for the first time. This is the official podcast of Kingdom, which is a creative hub for music, art, and fashion, and a space where we uplift creatives in a variety of ways, including resources and events and a ton of other things. Now, how's y'all doing on this spooky ass day? It has been giving a little spooky energy. I ain't gonna even hold you. Granted, these last few months been very much spooky oogie, but I don't know. Today was just a different vibe in the air. I don't know. It was just something in the air. It's just giving Halloween time. It's giving the leaves are rustling. The wind is pushing. It's just giving Halloween. I don't know. But before we get into the show for today, don't forget to go ahead and follow the brand and, you know, stay up to date with everything going on in this space by following us on Instagram and TikTok at KVNGDOM.co. Follow the podcast, of course, on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok at Royal Voices Podcast, all one word. And then follow the kid, your host, on Instagram at _JAYTHEDON_, and you can find the link tree in my bio with the link to everything else I'll be getting engaged in. So yeah, y'all, we on episode 7. This is interesting to me. Like, damn, we already 7 episodes in this mug. So again, I'm just grateful for people who've been tuning in, staying up to date with the kid, and just, you know, vibing out. First topic on today I really wanted to get into, again, go vote. Now, I said last episode, I'm not talking about the election in grave detail anymore, because at this point, it ain't enough to say. At this point, if you pick your side, you pick your side. I ain't got nothing else to say. But my message does go out to those who are considering not voting. Hey, y'all, what it do? You know what I'm saying? And to those who are considering third party who have not voted as of yet. Hey, y'all, what it do? I once wanted to say, I hope these last few days, as, you know, the election gets closer and all that, both campaigns for the Democratic Party and the Republican Party have really upped their, well, I mean, everybody, of course, but those two parties primarily have really upped the ante when it comes to their pushes to try to secure your vote. Now, these last few days have been ghetto.
And
Ghetto as hell. And I mean that for every word. From rallies talking about, you know, people of color and, you know, floating piles of trash, and to other points in time where black men are sitting on national television telling you to vote for a candidate because if you are an African American, you either a house African American or a field African American, and all the field African Americans is voting for a candidate in particular because they are hard workers and work with their hands, according to people on national television. The things that are being debated right now, the rhetoric that is being pushed right now, it ain't even debatable situations. It ain't even shit we should really be discussing. it's given very much a vibe we all have learned about in social studies, in world history. That's just prompting me to really encourage you all to go vote. You see the sticker. I went and voted. I waited in line today for an hour and 15 minutes. No headphones. Literally had a one AirPod in my pocket, not on the charger, not working. Nothing to read. Phone on 2%. Just sitting there in the line, looking around. And this is the first time I had to actually sit in the line to go vote. And people, you when you're not distracted, with your own devices, you you really pick up on a lot of different things because the people in that room had a lot of different things to say, a lot of different comments, a lot of different remarks and rebuttals, and just a lot of shit. And I found it best for me and my temper to just sit in silence and shut the hell up. Yeah, just go vote. Go vote. Please go vote. Vote.com, vote.org are great ways to figure out your polling locations, what you need to register if you're voting for the first time. Use your voice. If you can, use your voice. You have a vote. You have a chance to say, hey, here's what the fuck I think. That's it. Now, how you never get to the day after that, by all means, go crazy. But this is a critical time, y'all, because again, and, you hear me. I was just doing sign language right there, body language right there. You hear me. So go vote. Go vote, go vote, go vote. You got enough. You still have time for early voting. You still have time, I believe. No, not for mail-in ballots. You have time for absentee in-person voting and then election day. So go ahead and do your due diligence and take the time to go motherfucking vote. Okay? So, we are in a year, of the girlies. Like I said before, the girls have really been on a roll when it comes to this rap shit. So Megan Thee Stallion has put out Act 2 of Megan last week Friday. Did y'all get a chance to hear that? Yeah. So it came out last week Friday. A lot of people had mixed reviews. So just really quick overview. She added about 13 new songs to this project. The songs themselves weren't really long or anything like that. Kind of just on cadence with everything else. And then the other part, or what she did for Act 2 was made it another 3-piecer. But then on the same project, she got disc 1, disc 2. So I'm thinking because it's alleged she's going to do an Act 3. I'm assuming it's going to be disc 3, disc 2, disc 1. So keeping that in mind. But yeah, Act 2, which was very South coded, very real gutter, real like in the trenches with it. Even the cover art just gave very 2000s lowrider, like just rolling through the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like very 2000s, dice on the corner. Like just I don't know. It gave me the word I want to compare it to is Grand Theft Auto. I feel like a lot of her music will fit with you playing Grand Theft Auto. You driving around. I feel like you would hear her songs come on during playing that game. So yeah, overall the project was decent. One thing I'm gonna keep saying, and I've been saying since we started talking about Megan in this space, she raps her ass the fuck off, and that undeniable. Megan raps her ass off, and I mean that for every word. Like the lyricism, the metaphors, the punchlines, the similes, the flows. She is a rapper. She's a rapper. Okay, and one thing about it, she gonna let you know it. So act one, I said, yeah, Megan is rapping her ass off this whole project. This is no different. Every song, from start to finish, just da 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 da. She's going in. My favorite songs, I wrote them down because it was like 4 of them. Number one rule, Motion, Fell in Love, and Never Play was my top ones on that project. Out of the 13, I added 4 of those to my playlist. Yeah, she really get into it. Now, again, this is a space, like I said before, she's a rapper. She gets in the motherfucking booth. It did not fail, to mention that she gonna bring up Nicki, because now they in this little petty feud. And no shade, this whole debacle with Nicki and Megan really remind me of Nicki and Lil Kim from when Nicki entered the space. And granted, both those situations of Nicki and Megan aren't at the same level of Nicki and Kim, because the craziness was like, and I think the biggest part of the similarities coming from the fact one of the newer girls came in and took on one of the OGs. You know what I mean? With Megan coming in, she really didn't have no beef with Nicki. You know what I'm saying? Nicki and her didn't have no beef. Allegedly, all of this started with that damn not super freaky girl, Hot Girl Summer, when they did that damn Instagram live, and I guess either Megan was trying to force Nicki to drink, and she didn't want to, or something along those lines. All of this is alleged, child, because that's just what I heard from the beginning, was all of this started with that damn collaboration. They came in as friends. Nicki and Kim had this back and forth for a little bit. And it was really more so on Kim end. No shade. Like, I guess I gotta be real. It was on Kim end. Nicki put out Pink Friday. Pink Friday, I kid y'all not, y'all. I remember waking up to go to school, and my parents had this morning routine. Right, my mom would get dressed, my dad get dressed, me and my sister get dressed. We get in the car. My dad gonna bring my mama to work, so we in the car just listening to her going to work, and then he bring me and my sister to school. That's happening. I remember on the radio, all I hear is hot new tracks dropped by Nicki Minaj. At this point in time, Nicki Minaj was growing on me. Okay, she was growing on me. So I was like, okay, what is this? What is this new song she putting out? Child, the song came on. All you hear is dun 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 dun. Shh, shh. I said, ooh, what is this? So I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, so what's the vibe? And all you hear is, I am not Jasmine. I am Aladdin. So far ahead, these bums is lagging. And I'm sitting here like, what? And I remember this so much because my dad, this was one of the only times he gassed Nicki Minaj, because when the song was playing, at this time, I wasn't as, into the lyrics and stuff, but I was just going off of the flow, off the energy this song was giving. I'm like, damn. My dad is sitting in the car like, damn. But he's more so reacting to what she's saying. Has been, hang it up, flat screen, plasma, hey, Nicki. Then once Eminem came on, my dad is just sitting there, and like, he going crazy. And then after the song was done, and they get back on the radio, and they say, damn, that was Nicki Minaj diss to Lil Kim. And I said, what? We was in the car like, what? She just this who? That was the energy. This ain't got, Nicki and Megan ain't got the same oh my gosh factor. I think with me for Megan, I'm just happy she not going like no home. That's it. I like the fact that Megan said, you want some smoke, bitch? Here we go. Let's get into it. Now, y'all know I love me some Nicki dumb. And I still feel like Nicki still eating y'all up. I'm sorry. Y'all can feel how you want to feel. We can feel how you want to feel all day. Megan is a talented, phenomenal artist, and I keep saying that. But when it comes to the output, the consistency, It goes to Nicki. I can't. Don't get mad at me. Get mad with Billboard. Don't get mad with me. Get mad at them ticket sales. Don't get mad at me. Get at them unit sales. I'm I'm just saying what the numbers are saying. Basically, at this point, Megan had told me in Act 2, Josh, shut your broke ass up, okay?
And
Megan is tired of people bringing up these numbers. And she says that a few times up in there, like the numbers don't equal talent. And you're right. That is a fact. That is a fact. That is a fact. That is a fact. Y'all getting likes confused with views. Think them through. We all know some broke niggas that wear designer shoes. I'm just saying your pen should speak for you. I'm not hearing you. And that's from King. That's from King. Check it out. Seeing Green freestyle on YouTube, on my SoundCloud. Get into that. But she has a point. However, Nicki is in her spot with her talent. That's the part. I really think Megan and Nicki could go bar for bar. Like if they really just both made a diss track to each other, if they really sat down and wrote, like, really just got to rapping for real, I feel like that'd be a nice battle. Megan, Nicki, I would throw Lotto in there just because I feel like out of the contenders, she'll have the best energy. She'll have the best energy. To keep up with all three. I feel like they all should go into a little sparring match. Because that pin, all they pins push. Bars be there. I gotta give it to them. They clap it up for just the success of these women. These ladies are really doing a big one. And Megan, in the second act, I can tell she hearing what y'all say. Like, she see it on social media. She's not, oblivious to this. But I want her to understand the talent is part, and it's something I'm learning. So it's not even just her. This is something I'm growing to understand. Talent is part of it. The image is a part of it. But the actual consistency, the metric generations are also a factor. By day, like I said before, I'm a recruiter. So I run a program. I'm a program manager too. So in that space, I have to understand we can do all of this stuff, but does it yield any fruit? Does it produce anything? Off your time, energy, effort, money, resource, whatever you put in, did you garner that back? Did you get your return on investment? And yes, everybody, when it comes to recruiting and all that stuff, the whole focus is on, did we make a hire? Did people get in there? But people don't understand what goes behind that hire. You got to, build that trust. You got to build communication. You got to build an actual fucking interest. They got to actually have a desire to want to be in that space. If you're not desirable in that space, how do you build that up to make that desire? What value do you add into it? So that's the same thing when it comes to music. It's the talent gets you into the room. The image keeps you in the room, but you got to also understand your following. And that's something I think Nicki and a few others like JT got that down a little bit, where they interact more with their fan base, with their people. Like when Nicki go on station here for just no random reason on a damn Tuesday, and they just sit there for an hour and a half talking about nothing. But it does build community. We see it every day on social media, on YouTube, on Twitch, on all these platforms, TikTok. You see people sit and engage with people, and that's the part a lot of musicians and artists and creators don't do. That's the thing. And that is also what is a heavy contributor to those metrics. Because when some artists put songs out, like I said before, a few podcast episodes ago, people will support a single because it's viral on social media, because you hear it all around, because it's something that doesn't got catchy. But when these people put out a project, you don't see the same level of engagement, the same level of interaction. Y'all did this to Cash Doll. Y'all did this to Megan. Y'all do this, and I don't understand that. So the thing that they got to really get into is really just managing their audience. And I think with this Act 2, this was really a rap project, and I'm liking the fact that Megan is not shaking in that. She's standing her 10 toes. She letting you know, like, we can sit and rap for real all day if you want to. I loved the vibe, the aesthetic of this project. So with all of that, I'm gonna give Megan Act 2 a King's Rule of a Yay. Because it did what it needed to do. Again, nothing really crazy. It's still Megan Thee Stallion, so it's very consistent. She not doing nothing that you ain't never heard before. But I just like the energy she coming with this project. So Megan, keep doing your damn thing. Ladies out there, fellas out there, keep doing your damn thing. And fellas, where's y'all at? Step it up a little bit. I let the game get quiet for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But what is going on? I am bored. Where is the heavy hitters? And I don't mean no mumbling shit. I mean some shit. Where's at? That's at all the male rappers in the room. I'm just I'm just saying, it's a lot of people coming on up doing the damn thing. Don't get me wrong. But where is it? Anyway, keep doing y'all shit. Keep on good on the grind and step it on up at the end of the day. Delicioso. Anyway, this kind of goes into the next topic I really wanted to get into. Because this has been a topic of conversation for me these last few days, in the last couple of weeks, honestly. I really want to get into artist resilience and, overcoming obstacles. So, as a creative, we do a lot of stuff. Just like anybody on this planet, we do a lot of stuff. We have lots of balance, from family, from relationships, to work, to school, to everything else that we have in between of that, health, well-being, all that good stuff. That we get so consumed in our day-to-day, we get so focused on making sure, our essentials are balanced. We don't find the time to do things like this, to go into the studio, to go ahead and do that damn design we've been waiting and pushing back for the last 2-3 weeks, to go ahead and reach out to those manufacturers, to go ahead and call that producer, to go ahead and, set up these venues and all that. We'll put stuff on the back burner, or we'll try to put it off on somebody else so we don't got to do it. I think with me these last few months, I've been trying to find this balance, find this understanding of what's going on. I'm starting to get into that mix. But I think we only can get better in overcoming stuff, and in those spaces of failure when we do, drop the ball. We have the room to improve, to grow, to make things better. And you don't really figure out those game plans without reflecting. That's one of my biggest things I like to do is reflect. Sit the hell down and think about where it is you're going. And in order to know where you're going, you have to think about where you've been. So in order to figure all that kind of stuff out, you got to think about past situations and spaces where you may not have gotten a reaction or outcome you were wanting, or something that you may have planned to the T didn't go out the way that you wanted to, as you planned it. Thinking about, okay, what didn't work out? How can I improve it? And how can I apply it to be better in the future? That's really all reflecting gives you the opportunity to do. But you have to sit down and think about those things and be honest about, you. Because we often, find blame in everything else around us. Oh, I ain't got time for this. Or, oh, so-and-so did this. Or, oh, I didn't receive this. But we don't ever take a mirror and look at ourselves. So I would really encourage people to take the time to sit down with themselves and think about how they're contributing to their goals and how they're propelling, how you're moving forward. And I'm saying this because I had to do this recently. So, I've been doing my brand for Kingdom. Then been getting into this music stuff, been getting into my fashion line, been getting into a lot of just venues and spaces that I really see Kingdom being. And I often, when I am talking about my brand and stuff, my business to other individuals, I often share sometimes the challenges I experience within these spaces. But it took me a second one day to sit down and say, okay, what the hell is we doing? What is it that we're focusing on? What is it that I'm putting my time, energy, and effort into? What is it that I actually want to make an impact in? And when I started sitting down, answering myself them questions, and making a strategy around what it is I'm doing, it dawned on me: you're doing too much. You're doing too much, and you're doing too much because you're doing it all at once. You're trying to do everything at the same time. You're in the studio working on music. You're working on beats. You're working on production. You over here making designs. You're talking to manufacturers. You're building mock-ups. You're doing all this. You over here learning about LLCs, learning about what got to go into that and to maintain that. What understandings go into building up the brand that is Kingdom, website management, all these kind of things. You're putting your ducks in a lot of space. Your podcast, you're doing a lot of things. Pause. I think we start doing it all at once because we feel like we don't have enough time. We got to hurry up and get to there now. And that's just, honestly, my generation. That's just who, Gen Z, that's how we are. We're just very, in the words of Kamala Harris, we're very impatient people. We're just very impatient. We're beautifully impatient. And we are. We really want things because we see how fast stuff can go. And me as a person, I don't like delaying stuff. I don't like when things are just sitting there because that's what it's doing. We just want to live it through right now. If we can get it done, let's get it done. So even though I am doing all of this, outside of that, working with Sigma, or with my organization, Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, working over here for my day job, doing all this recruiting stuff, doing all this planning stuff, working over here with my family, making sure my family good, all of these things, personal, making sure my mental health, my physical, making sure I'm getting money, making sure I'm building up, for housing and all that, all of this stuff. Sit down and focus on what it is you want to do. And if it's multiple things you want to do, prioritizing it, ranking it, or even hell, just pick one and start with that silently, build it up, and then branch into everything else. And that's where I'm at right now, is finding my lane, sticking in that, and then building on that foundation. So right now my energy is going a lot into designing this clothing line because I'm excited for that. So cop it up. These last few weeks, I've been working on a lot of designs for that. I'm getting attuned to Procreate. So if y'all know any, tips and tricks on navigating that damn platform, please let me know. But really just, getting back into my space. I can draw by nature. So having my iPad and my pen ready, good to go, really does help make things a lot more, streamlined for me. But I've been putting a lot of energy into that, as well as this music. So it's like when it comes to my music, I'm so damn. I think I'll play stuff so much over and over and over and over and over and over. I always find something to change after I've heard it so many times. And me by nature, I just don't like consistency. I just don't like consistency. I think I'm just a very, I like being spontaneous. I don't want everything to be the same every single time or every single day. But I'm growing to understand because I'm making the music, nigga, you gonna hear it the motherfucker most times, duh. But not getting so caught up in my head with expectation. I'm sitting here like, why do I want to keep changing stuff? And I'm like, oh, I'm changing it because I'm worried about how y'all gonna feel about what I'm finna say. I'm changing it because I'm tired. I don't want y'all saying something. That's what it was. I'm like, if you creating it, there's no guideline on what you're creating. If you like it, you love it, why are you changing it? That what? Why are you changing it? So that's what I think I'm getting to, is just getting more me in my music. And these next few things are going to the versatility. I think we as people are so diverse, so multifaceted. My music is the same way. So y'all going to really enjoy this space. And I'm saying that because I'm going to enjoy the space. Hello. But I'm saying all that to say, keep going. Even in the moments where you feel like you don't know what the hell you're doing, when you feel like you took an L, when you feel like you messed something up, reframe your thought process into, what am I doing to move forward? How am I progressing? What did I learn from what I thought was an L? Like turn them L's into lessons, baby. What did you gain from that experience? You may not have gotten what you wanted, but what did you get? That's the biggest thing. I think people say they failed because they did not get what they wanted or they didn't like what they received. Just because you didn't get what you wanted in the moment don't mean you failed. It don't mean you did anything wrong. It just wasn't your time to have it. So that's why I'm saying continue going. Even in the moments when you down bad, keep going because it's going to pay off. But you have to, like I said in the previous episode, you have to be your biggest fan. You have to have the vision when nobody else got it. You got to believe it when everyone else around you telling you tripping. You gotta be a little bit delusional. You got to be a little bit delusional. You got to be a little bit delusional. Because everyone around you is going to make you feel like you tripping, you going with something you can't obtain, you can't do, all of these can'ts, you can't, all because they couldn't.
And
all because they never received it.
And
all because something didn't work out for them when they were trying to do what you're doing.
And
hello. So keep going. Make the time for the things you care for. And that resilience, that persistence, that's going to pay off in the long run. And if you find yourself being a creative like me, where you want to do every damn thing, pause, pick one thing, and run full steam ahead with it. Build it up. Build it up, build it up, build it up. And when you have the room to add on. But start small first. Every tree start as a seed. Every single one. Start with your seed and then start planting some roots and start, growing up. Go about it like that. And I think that's how we going to, prepare for it. But continue being great, y'all. I love these creative message moments. I'm going to have them more in the show moving forward. But that was something on my mind these last few days and last couple of weeks I've been kind of experiencing. So I really hope somebody out there takes something from these experiences. Because, again, we all be going through them. People just don't talk about them all the time. So everybody see the success. Everybody see, shit go viral. Everybody see the end product. Everybody see the sales. Everybody want to show those stuff. Everybody want to show the stats. Everybody want to show the success. But nobody wants to show the work that goes into it. So I hope Kingdom continues to be the space where I can, be transparent and share with y'all, this is what goes into it. You gonna get fed the fuck up. It's hard as shit. It's not easy. It's sometimes draining. But when you are passionate about something, all that extra rah-rah, you don't give a damn about because you know what the end goal is. So continue pushing forward and continue doing your damn thing. Okay, so on for the next topic, y'all. This was something going on my timeline for a good 2-3 days. This was happening last week. So I'm on Twitter, and I'm scrolling down, and I come across this post. I forget his name, but he this big music dude on TikTok, or I'm sorry, on Twitter. I think he got a TikTok too. I forget his name. Start with an H. But I be seeing his posts all the time. I should go back and find it. But I'll post it somewhere on my social media when I get a chance to kind of go look. But yeah, he was on my timeline for Twitter, and this post is about rappers and singers of today who freestyle versus writing they music, right? I go to the comments because the videos was from various artists from over the years. But a lot of them were of artists of today, including Lotto, Yachty, Playboy Cardi, Future, Nicki Minaj. What's that girl name? Flo Milli. It was a lot of people that they were just mentioning of today as well. But they also was getting compared to people from back in the day like Jay-Z, Nas, Pusha T, stuff like that. So I go to the comments, and it's this whole debate back and forth of like over 1,000 comments going back and forth about penmanship writing or penmanship and freestyling, who and how it basically makes an artist and how it makes them the best in the game and those kind of things. With this whole, I really wanted to bring it here because I'm like, okay, this is right up our alley. This is some Kingdom topic type shit. I might bring this back as another topic in a future episode because I really want to get some guests in here and start hearing other people's opinions, especially on things like this. But for my 2 cents, when it comes to pen and freestyling, before we get into all that, I just want to say what freestyling is. Okay. So there's 2 types of freestyling. You can be a freestyler, which I think most people are traditionally familiar with. So I'm going to call it traditional freestyling, where people are just, it's them, they're in the booth, they on the street, they sitting around, it's just them, and they saying whatever comes to their head in the moment, off the dome, in the moment. So example, I'm recording the podcast, I'm on these haters' ass, getting real big bags of cash. This rap was really, really ass because I don't know how to freestyle. That was off the dome freestyling, right? That's the traditional freestyle we familiar with. The other version of freestyling is writing freestyle, which is still a freestyle, but you're writing the first thing that comes to your head, no edits, no backtracking. You kind of just sitting down with a pen, here pad, boom, 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 we're done. That's it. You don't do nothing else with it. Now, for me, and it's gonna be different depending on who you ask and who you talking to. You gonna get a different response, as well as what era they coming from. You gonna get a different response in this writer space when it comes to specifically rapping, but also in song and singers as well. A lot of people may sing their own music, but not write any of their own music. And that's another conversation as well. But when it comes to freestyling versus pens, for me, I like to write. Okay, I'm a writer. Now, I'm saying that because I like to write because it gives me one more intentional thought into what I'm finna say. And it also is my strongest when I am pulling together my metaphors, my bars, my similes, all that kind of stuff. I like to be able to see what it is I'm saying. So when I'm writing, I don't like sitting down with a keyboard or I don't like sitting down with a pen and a notepad. Child, we are in the 21st century. I use my phone. I'll be sitting there. Like I'm a typer. Okay. Now I can with the pen and all that. I don't mind sitting down, but it's just for me. My mind go every which damn way when I'm writing some lines. My mind go up, down, left, right, back around, and I be wanting to, be able to edit that in real time versus sitting there scratching out, writing on the next line, turning the page. I don't like want to do all that. That's doing a lot of stuff. But I'm a writer, okay? I'm not a strong freestyler when it comes to off the dome. Now, what's ironic with that is I'm not a good freestyler off the dome yet. We gonna get there. But I'm a good writer of a freestyle on paper. And I think because you're able to put thought into what it is you're about to say before you say it versus while you in the moment you just going off the dome. But when you have a chance to at least put some thought behind anything, it comes a little bit stronger. So that's just me though. But a lot of artists my age don't like writing. They don't like doing it. They don't like writing. They will go in the booth and do a traditional freestyle. What the thing is for me, the traditional freestyling of today is not at the caliber it used to be. Like when people used to be on the street freestyling, or on tracks and stuff freestyling in the booth, the level of intellect that would be in these artists' wheelhouse was crazy. The vocabulary words they was using, the punchlines they was making, the metaphors they was it was ridiculous. And that was what drew me in originally to freestyling. Was like, y'all coming up with all of this level of intricate shit off right now, just as you talking. That is amazing to me. That's showing me how fast your brain processing. That's showing me how creative you are in real time. But it's also showing me how smart you are to pull all this together. In when shit got layered meanings, double entendres, triple entendres, that shit is wild. And for that, I gotta clap production people to do that. I do. Same with songwriters or singers who can go and just sit still and have nothing but them in their voice and a guitar or something or a piano and just start creating melodies and harmonies and all these riffs and runs. It's in scales. It's crazy. Like, people are talented. Like clap it up. It's crazy. But what I've noticed is like the level of that is not there no more, or it hasn't been. Like, people who be freestyling today kind of go into the booth and make some catchy shit. Like, it remind me of rapping at lunch, rapping at the lunch table. That's how people freestyle today. They rap at the lunch table. Like, y'all know that one song? What's the name? Damn. They go like, my name is yeah, like, it got energy like that. When you can go into the booth, like Playboy Cardi, don't get mad at me, y'all. Playboy Cardi gives you a lot of like lunch table rap. Iced out, watch out, pop out, poke it out. Like it's just a lot of nothing with any real meaning or impact, but it's catchy and it make you bop. It make you like, okay, yeah. Like, that's the kind of freestyling I'm seeing today. Now, when I do be seeing people have a bit more meat and potatoes behind they actual lyrics and stuff, that's when I'm starting to think like, okay, is this a real freestyle or is it a written? Same with flow and cadence. When you start going in and you just is that give me a bit more notion that it's written versus you off the dome. But I'm all for it. I like both. Now I'm gonna respect to the highest degree always writers. And that's why I said, like I said before, on my Seeing Green freestyle remix, where I said, getting likes confused with views. Think them through. We all know some broke niggas that wear designer shoes. I'm just saying, your pen should speak for you. I'm not hearing you. Your pen should speak for you. A lot of people, and I'm different now from when I first started my music stuff. But when I first started, I had this very strong stance about, if you're not writing, you're a terrible artist. You could not be an artist. You could not be in this space. You could not. And I was more so coming from that mindset because at that time, I felt if you say that you're an artist, that's like saying Picasso doesn't make his own paintings. You don't see Leonardo da Vinci having somebody else draw or paint his portraits. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't see Frida Kahlo say, "Hey, assistant, come in here and do my picture for me. Draw this brow for me, girl." She did that herself. So that's how I viewed at the time music was like, if you're gonna be singing, if you're gonna be rapping, how are you saying something that you didn't say? You didn't write that. You didn't make that up. You didn't bring that to the attention of us. You had somebody else do it for you. So I can't give you no props. But now I'm in the space where it's like, one, I was wrong. let's just clock that. I was wrong in saying people can't convey the story of others because singers do this every day. And I'm gonna bring up somebody that everybody like and love, Beyonce. When I found out that what song is that? Not Sandcastle. What's that one song? Love Drought. When I found out she didn't write that, but that song is so, it come off so intimate. It come off so 10 times out of 9 I know you're lying. 9 times out of 10 I know you trying, so I'm trying to be fair. And you trying to be there, not to care. Like, it was so personal. And to hear she ain't write it, I'm like, wait. What? That stuff like that lets me know you can capture the story of somebody or of something through somebody else, and you can relate that. The thing with singers that I think their pen doesn't get so much focused on is the fact that they're singers. A lot of singers are there for their vocal ability. Beyonce, prime example. I don't really give a damn if she wrote the song or not. Because why? I know for a fact can't nobody sing that song like Beyonce. You get what I'm saying? It's when people have that vocal, like Patti LaBelle, Whitney Houston, Luther Vandross, The Temptations. People did not give a damn who wrote the song. We just know can't nobody sing it like how you sing it. The difference with rappers, though, anybody can say these words. Anybody can say these words. That's the difference. I had to grow to respect people who did not do that on their own. And I do respect people in that space. I give them their props, especially because everyone is not in this music space for the same reasons. And if that's not a space that you give a damn about the actual craft of it, you more so here for the vibe, the aesthetic, the revenue it could possibly generate for you. By all means, get in your bag. I can't get mad at you. People go to work every day not loving their job, but they come home with a paycheck. Okay, hello, let's flip it up, somebody. I gotta give it to them. I gotta give it to them. But just for me, that's not how I operate. So for me, I give a damn about my lyricism. I give a damn about how I'm coming off, what it is I'm sharing, and the fact that it's authentically, genuinely me. So when you hear these verses and you point out, damn, that's a crazy ass flow. Who came up with that? Josh. Damn, that's a crazy ass bar. Who came up with that? Josh. Oh, damn, that's a crazy ass metaphor. Who came up? Josh. Me, bitch. It was me. And that's just how I am as a person. So I just like I like to have that and own that. And it also lets me know, it's in you. You got that skill in you, that creative juice in you. You know what I'm saying? To pull shit out of thin air and make art is crazy. That's a gift. That's a real gift. So for those who are, out here pushing a pen, doing a big one, keep on doing so. And for those who aren't, continue doing what you do. Ghostwriters are for sale for a reason. They got money to make too. Okay? And I'm saying at this point, with that in mind, if you are an artist that don't write their own music, all that kind of stuff, don't get too upset if you're not considered in the conversations when it comes to like the greatest of all time, because those kind of things is a culmination of all of the statistics or all of the stats, all of the talent, all of the sales, all of the image, all of the impact that goes into that conversation. And when you're not creating, when you're not the source of your art, it's hard to put you into the conversation with people who are the source of their art. It's two different things. Okay? Two different things. So continue doing your damn thing. For my 2 cents, I have to share again. I would love to know what y'all thoughts are when it comes to this whole writing versus not writing space. What y'all think about it? Do you even care? Because I don't think a lot of the people listening to this music give a damn. Let's clock that.
And
I don't think a lot of people who consume music even care about the penmanship behind it. They more so just caught up into the song. So, I think at the end of the day, it's just more so of a personal interest. And for me, I value people in those, or I really value those creatives and those artists that take the time to be, intentional with their craft overall. So that's just me. But let me know y'all thoughts, and I'll be happy to bring this up again. Like I said before, we're going to have some other speakers coming in so I can get their 2 cents on that too, okay? Yo, my mouth is so dry right now. I'm not sure if it's just blood or what. But this look is given. I really like this little vampire look. I've been watching the Preacher of AMC on Netflix, and I think I got caught up in that vampire on. I said, "Ooh, let me be a vampire today." So yeah, the only thing I didn't get, because I thought about this very last minute, was contacts. And I feel like if I would have had contacts, that would have did it. That would have took it off the top. But yeah. Lastly, on our last topic of today, of course, being our artist spotlight. It's that time. Yeah. So artist spotlight is the space where I shout out a creative or creatives for our last episode, where I have come across in my day-to-day. This is not a space you can pay for, but this is the opinions of King and King alone. I would just encourage you all to go check these artists out. Now, on today, I am giving artists shout out to a brand, an individual that I found recently on social media. Like I said before, I have been getting crazy in these designs for my fashion line. And one thing I was looking for was mock-ups. Was like, I needed space to kind of just put my thoughts and ideas on templates in Procreate. And one individual that I came across was Quattro Supply. Cool dude. I went on his social media and looked around a little bit. I ended up buying one of his mock-up kits off of his website. Would encourage y'all to go ahead and check it out if you are a fashion individual, you are in your brand bag, you're just looking for space to extend your current collection, or just want to put your artist's thoughts on some canvas. Go ahead and check out Quattro Supply. So you can find him on Instagram at QuatroSupply. Quattro Supply, go ahead and check him out. And Quattro Supply, continue doing your motherfucking thing. Okay? Also, don't forget your host is also a music artist and business owner. Go ahead and get into the kid. You can go ahead and check out my first EP I put out last year titled It's Only Right, and my latest thing I put out earlier this year titled Loud and Clear. You can go ahead and get into that on all streaming platforms. You can find the links in my socials on Instagram at _JAYTHEDON_, and the link to my bio will have access to my music and other things I get involved in, including our Kingdom website. So check it out when you have a chance. And also follow the brand and the podcast. So, of course, for the brand on Instagram and TikTok is KVNGDOM.co on Instagram and TikTok, and follow the podcast on social media at YouTube and Instagram and TikTok at Royal Voices Podcast, all one word. Now, with that being said, I thank y'all for tuning in on today for episode 7 of Royal Voices Podcast. Yeah. That is the divine number of completion, baby. So we got one good cycle in here. So thank y'all for tuning in. Continue tuning in. Continue following around and, staying up to date what's going on with Kingdom and the Kid. And remember, until next time, we reign forever. Y'all have a good one and happy Halloween.